I believe it was Saturday. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe also that it is for the back closure for the two little bubble slash rompers that we made right here. Oh, I thought that was some of that blue ink that hadn't come out after I washed it. It's just a little tiny blue fuzz. So, okay, so I've decided instead of doing buttons, since buttons now seem to be something that we don't do, we don't apply buttons to baby clothes anymore, I'm going to just do snaps. And that is why, and one of the reasons, not the only reason, but I've been looking at these for over a year, and this just sort of forced my hand. So here we go. Maybe. All right. Apparently not the best quality. I didn't buy this. It was a lanyap with a pair of scissors that I bought one time. Scissor-tailed that came with these that were nice. They were sharp when I purchased them. I loved the size. They were great, and they went dull within just a matter of a couple months. So they are now my paper scissors. Okay. All right. Ta-da! Oh. I do hear small parts. Yeah. I think I'll use the scissors, a little bit better option there. Oh my God, this is so funny. Okay. There's a lock. Okay. There we go. That's it right there. This is probably for the open part of the snap, and this is probably for the prong part of the snap. It does have a little wiggle, but it also feels pretty strong, and then it has that little lock that you can engage and disengage. And then I think these are meant to be replacements, or this, which I suppose you I don't know what this is for. Maybe to, I don't know. I'll have to try to figure it out. There's nothing on here that explains, but we'll just, oh, there, I see there is a instruction guide. All right. Keep all that over there. Okay. Hand pressure pliers for snap button. All right, that's all of the information that was on the back of the package. The pliers head has two trays. One has holes and the other has no holes. The fastener parts with claws must be placed in the tray without holes. The riveted parts of the snap must be placed in the holes tray. Okay, so this is the prong part, or claws as they call it, and that would be this one right here, and the riveted part goes on this side, which I don't know if you can tell. This one has a hole. This one has no hole. It looks like there's a hole in the middle, but that's a reflection. There is not a hole in the middle there. Okay. Then it says you must look carefully at the edge of the snap. One side is smooth and the other side has a groove. The grooved side must be placed on the outside of the holes tray, facing the clawed, I think they mean claws, of the fastener. Follow the steps below, the fastener parts with claws always facing up. Okay, so maybe this is what we use, I'm not sure, for pressure to seat it, maybe. Alright, so now the little box of goodies. Is it upside down? No. Okay. Whoops. Wow. I don't know if you can see, but here are the colors. I will just put them with the solid parts on this little piece of paper so that you can see. It's not paper, it's, I don't know what that is, plastic. Those are all the colors. And then in the middle, of course, we have the actual pieces, the interior pieces. So each of these has a ring. All of them have the same matching ring. And I don't know if it's a requirement that you use them, because they also have plain rings mixed in, and these are the inside pieces. Right here. So if I wanted to do blue on this one and white on the blue one, that's totally doable. Now the other thing about this particular set is that it is a 9.5 or 9.5 millimeter, and that's only, you can't go down or go up in size. So if I wanted to put a bigger snap on something, I would have to purchase a bigger set of these and a bigger set of these. These are only equipped for this particular size right here. Okay, now I'm going to get some practice fabric and we are going to practice. So I'm just going to stitch this so that I have this piece of fabric We're going to pretend that it is a piece of interfacing because it's basically the same weight as interfacing. This is broadcloth. And then this will be the other piece of fabric. So I have a sandwich of fabric, fake interfacing, and then fabric. And I'm going to stitch it real quick, and then we're going to attempt a snap. Okay, well, I'll practice some more and I'll come back and we'll see what's happened in the next 15 hours. That actually took 5 minutes. There's no way I can prove it. I wish I had done this with a timer. Okay, so I ended up using this one, and this is the original that I put in. So here's the one. And of course you can see that I kept missing, and then I figured it out with this one, and I have snapped and unsnapped it multiple times to make sure that it's truly snapped, and it appears to truly be snapped. So here's the way this goes. I'll do it right here, and I'm going to use a high contrast. I'll use the black. Okay, so this is the piece right here that does not have the hole. So you remove this ring. You don't have to remove the ring that has the hole, and you put the snap part that has I'll do it like this. So we'll flip it over. So this is what I would say is the open side of this snap, and this is I'm such a good magic trick, and this is the grooved side right here. So as you can see, there is a groove. Okay, so the grooved side goes in this section with the hole in it, and you snap it down in there, and this, I'll just prove this is the one with the hole. You can see the tip of my little skewer is poking out. So anyway, just snap it down in there, okay? And you've removed this ring. Now you pick out the color of the snap. We said black, which I put right here, and you put it on the tray that doesn't have a hole running through it, and then you pop this plastic rubbery ring back on top, and it holds it in the proper place. Okay, and then I'm going to pop this between the green and the yellow, about right here. Okay, so, okay, and then you smash it with your hand. You'll feel it give, and then you pull it off, and you have your snap, and all of the prongs have been pushed into this portion of the piece of the snap, and then it will snap, it will unsnap, and I'm not having any it doesn't appear to be loose or coming off. I think that's the way you do it. I have, and you cannot reuse these pieces because the little prongs get bent, but I do think if you wanted to, you could remove this piece and maybe reuse it. I don't really think I want to break a fingernail, but we'll try it if I can find my tweezers. Yeah, I don't know what I did with my tweezers, but we'll try it with these jewelry pliers. Maybe they'll pull this off. And maybe not. I guess we'll find out how strong they are. And I have to remember to pick up that ring that fell because it's got prongs and I don't want the dogs to step on it. Ah, okay. That was a lot of finagling. All right, let's see how banged up the prongy part is. Ooh, yeah, it's pretty mangled. All right, where did this piece go? Let's take a look at that. All right, so this is the side right here that the metal prongs went down into this area. And I can see that it's not round anymore, but that's possibly because I was grabbing onto it like that. I might have, squished it out of shape. I don't want to put it in here in case I do try to use it again and then it's an unsecured snap. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to throw it away. Ugh. Okay. It won't attach to my magnet, so you can't pick them up with a magnet. We'll have to use something else, and in my case, it's going to be a sticky roller. Dear, there it is. Oh. It's managed to embed itself in the carpet. Oh, good grief. There we go. Right there. And that one was not used, so I'm okay with that. All right. Well, I guess we might as well just dig in. We'll start with the blue one. Now, the way this pattern describes the back, it says to do the buttonholes on this side and the buttons on this side. So if you've got it facing this direction, which is obviously the back, on my right hand side is the side the buttons would go on, and that means the left hand side is the side the buttonholes would go on. In the case of snaps, this would be the solid disc side, and this would be the matching ring side on the inside of the right. So I need to decide how many I want and where I want them. Since the pattern strictly speaks of buttons, I will see what they say about it. 7. I don't know why. So since it seems quite arbitrary, I am going to decide for myself where and how to space these buttons and buttonholes, or snaps as the case may be. Alrighty, I went ahead and marked out where I'm going to put the snaps on the blue one. That, and I'm going to keep my sample close by because I need to be able to see this. I just love that. That's so cool. The other thing I need to point out is I have a very thick piece of the placket that I'm going to have to deal with before I can do this snap right here. I have cut down this layer right here. It is, what did I do with it? I was going to save it so I could show y'all. Well, here it is. So this is what I cut off right here. And then I put it under the sewing machine and did a real tight little zigzag stitch. Y'all know how I feel about little threads. I hate them. I swear they are the bane of my existence. I cannot stand little threads. The reason that this seems like, well, what in the world are you doing? This isn't part of what is on the pattern, because the pattern said to apply buttons. But when I got to reading about buttons on baby clothes in the year 2021, evidently we don't put buttons on baby clothes, we put snaps because buttons are too dangerous. This isn't something I feel like a newborn baby would be able to reach behind their head and snatch off a button, but at the same time, I don't know, and I don't know what to do about these. Now that I've read all that information, it's kind of got me a little bit worried, but they are on, and they're put on with floss and French knots, and I don't know. I mean, I feel like they're really on there, so I guess I'll put a note with this one saying, don't put the baby to bed in this outfit due to the fact that it's got buttons on the front. But see, that's the thing. When I was raising babies, I would not have put one of my babies to sleep in an outfit like this. I'd have changed him into a onesie or something knit and comfortable to sleep in. But I don't know how people are doing things nowadays. Ow, I just stabbed myself. Oh goodness. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so just a quick rundown. Both of the sides have been trimmed down and stitched so that they aren't as thick and can accommodate the snap bits and pieces. Okay, so the way that I plan to do the snap marking is I'm going to pin this together the way I want it to be when it's snapped. Like so. I'm trying to make sure that it's flat. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is just fold this back and mark right underneath where I have the original mark on the front. Let me get you guys down here where you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. So right here is the original mark that I made. So I'm folding this back basically in half and then marking under it so I'll know right where that snap is supposed to go. And I'm going to do the same with this one in between the two pins. I'm just going to fold this back and mark. Now the good news for me is I can see through this first layer of fabric. I'm going to back you up a little bit. Oh, look at that. Okay, so the first snap is in. I'm just going to go work my way down. This one's got me just a wee bit nervous, but we're going to do it. Okay, here we go. Ugh. Now my left hand is stronger than my right, so I'm going to squeeze a little bit, put pressure with my left hand too. Alright, and ta-da! There they all are. And now I'm just going to turn it around, and is to lay this little guy, oh Bama, lay this little guy flat, and then take my marker and just run around the inside of the snap. And then where it wants to naturally go, I can see it right there. Okay. Make sure that it seems like that's the right spot. Yep, it does. Okay. But I wonder if I shouldn't do this one first. I think so. I think I'll go ahead and just do this bottom one first. Correct. Okay. Because my snaps, that's the thing you have to think about for a minute, is you need this piece to meet up with this piece. So you'll have to put the prong side on the inside like this, which means I'm going to be matching up the circle. Well, actually, it's much easier to match up the prongs. So I'm going to let this soak through as I do to the other side. Or if I can't get it to do that, then here's what I was talking about earlier. Make sure your pin is straight Don't use a bent pin for this. Poke it straight through the middle of the mark that you've made, like so. Okay, and then take your pen that you're writing with, your PEN, and mark around where the PIN has emerged. So now you have two perfect spots. Okay. Now, the ring is going to go on the inside while this little prong will go on the outside because it will meet up with this. So that's, whoops, that's how that goes. I have to remove, replace, and attach. And you do want to make sure that that is right in the middle. Okay. And then you can see if your mark is in the middle of the prongs before you clamp down, like so. Okay, I felt that go through. And there's that and that. And let's see how it looks. Here we go. All right, the first one has been done. All right, we're going to do the next one. And mark this side, because this is the side that's getting the ring, and this is the side, because it's getting the ring, that is on top on the snap setter. So, okay. Now I can undo, undo, undo. All right, so take this piece off, put the ring prong side, prongs up, settle this back without stabbing myself on the prongs, flip this over, grab the snap, set it in, and attach. And hold the snap setter straight up and down, not at an angle. And it's not making a sound, but you will feel it. It's like it goes through the fabric and then it gives one last little time. But I am not going to lie, if you don't have strong hands, I don't recommend this product. And I have no idea if the cam is easier to operate, more difficult to operate. I'm not finding this horribly difficult to operate, but it is, you got to have some hand strength. There is no lie about that. All right, so how was I doing it? Oh, this way. Okay, so prong side, straight up and down snap setter, circle around the mark you made, which is right there, and then squeeze. Ah, I think you heard it that time. You might have. Oh, I don't want to do this twice. Okay. All right, now we're going to check to see if they are all strong. All right, here's one. All right, so this is the front. And this is the back. Unsnap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. re-snap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so all that's left of the little blue romper is the tie around the neck. Or maybe, you know, maybe we just don't even need a little bow tie on this one. We got a lot going on. You know, I'm just going to call it and say no bow tie on this one. I feel like that's just a little bit too much. So, yeah. I think it's just adorable. I have a lot of these little tiny threads. And it will need to be washed in Dreft, but it is complete. I love it. All right, so the next one is the white one, and I've already chosen the snaps. We're doing these blue. So I have chosen the blue with the blue rings. That goes there, and this goes here. I feel like I'm crooked. Okay. Gosh. I think it's a good thing this is the last one because my hands have just given out. And again, I will have to wash this little outfit. Oh, how sweet is that? So cute. Okay. Now this one, I think I feel just fine putting a little bow on this one. And I'm going to go ahead and use the double-faced satin ribbon. Okay. And the first thing I want to do is take a stitch. I'm going to use, I guess, double. I'll use double thread for stability and strength. Okay. Right. And I'm going to go in the inside of this bow with my sewing needle and come out so that the knot will be on the inside, my thread knot. There it goes. Okay. And then I'm going to go right up through the middle and right back down close to this stitch where I came out. And you can't even see. It's like invisible. And I'm going to take another one over here on the right side and go back through. And you would never know that I had stitched it basically where it cannot come undone. And now I'm going to take the same thread and I'm going to attach it right there at the center. And the reason I don't mind doing that with this one is because this double-faced satin is so soft and silky that a baby would not be at all would not object to that under their chin. Alright, now aside from needing to be washed, this one is complete. It has the pin tucks, it has the bow, it has the collar, it has the sleeves, we have the little leg bands, we have the snap tape in the crotch area, and the snap tape works out to 1 on each end and 2 in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's how they have it lined up in the pattern. Okay, and then on the back, this is what the back looks like. More threads. This pushed down. So there are the little snaps. All right, so they're done. I'm very happy. I think they turned out absolutely precious. And if you have, you know, any questions about the snap setter, I will put the link down below this video. I will put the link to where I purchased this. It was an Amazon purchase. This is all of the parts and pieces that you use to build a snap, and then remember it came with this set and 2 extra rings, so 2 more of these, and this container that had these instructions that do not mention the fact that in order to get this piece right here, you have to remove that ring, and it doesn't say it anywhere. It never talks about that. So I was fortunate that literally I thought it was going to be an all-day thing for me to figure this out, and I just decided I'm going to try to put it underneath the ring and see if that will hold it in place. Because naturally, if I was putting this on here, where's the one without, okay, and trying to balance it every time I would flip it over, because this one is supposed to be on top. Well, okay, it's staying. But I could not get it to stay before. It would just fall out. Oh, look at that. Isn't that funny? Wow. I still find it easier to do it the way I'm doing it. It's not as fiddly. Okay, these are all unused and good. I need to go back in the box. I don't think there was anything else that came with. Oh, yes, there was. This thing that is not explained, but clearly this part right here is supposed to go over the snap piece that has a prong on it, and this end is supposed to just, I don't know, and I will tell you this is heavy, so I'm not sure what that's for. Alright, so that's all, yeah, this is all the parts that came with my, okay, yeah, so this right here has the little prong in the middle. This has a hole, so I assume that is supposed to fit on top and do something. I don't know, it's not doing anything in the way I'm putting snaps on, and my snaps are staying, so I assume that they're fine. I don't know. If you know, if you have any idea, please drop a comment and let us know. And in the meantime, I will get this video up. If you liked it and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not already subscribed, please consider doing so, and I'll see you in the next video.